Did you know that in today's digital age, filing for unemployment doesn't mean waiting in endless, frustrating lines or sitting on hold for hours on end? It is all online now, and knowing how to securely and efficiently navigate this system is an absolute must-have skill. Welcome to this explainer. Look, losing your job or having your hours slashed is incredibly stressful. I totally get it. But today, we are going to replace that overwhelm with a highly structured playbook. This explainer is designed to bring you calm, competence, and absolute clarity when it comes to filing for Minnesota unemployment benefits. Let's get you right back on the path of financial stability.
You really can secure your temporary wage replacements entirely online in just a matter of minutes. Unemployment insurance is literally built for situations exactly like this, where you need a temporary bridge. And the state's online system? It is surprisingly efficient at getting you access to those funds safely and fast.
So, here is our roadmap for this explainer. We are going to run through eligibility requirements, gathering information, the step-by-step filing process, common mistakes to avoid after filing, and finally, FAQs and support.
Let's dive right into Section 1, Eligibility Requirements. Do you actually qualify? In Minnesota, the maximum weekly benefit in 2025 goes up to $914, but that's meant strictly for folks who are unemployed or facing reduced hours through absolutely no fault of their own.
Now, you might be wondering how they figure out your financial eligibility. They use something called a base period. I know, it sounds super bureaucratic, right? But it's actually just a look back at your earnings over a recent one-year time frame. Specifically, they look at the 4 most recently completed calendar quarters before you file. During that time, you have to have earned wages amounting to at least 5.3% of the state's average annual wage. Basically, the state just needs to see proof that you were actively attached to the workforce and earning a minimum baseline before you lost your job.
And this brings us to a huge factor, the exact reason you left your job. There are very clear eligible scenarios here, like being laid off, going through a company reduction in force, or quitting with what the state calls good cause, like having to relocate for a spouse's job or escaping domestic violence. But on the flip side, there are totally ineligible reasons. If you are fired for misconduct, we're talking theft, showing up under the influence, insubordination, or just repeatedly being late without a valid excuse, your claim will almost certainly be denied.
Moving on to Section 2. Gathering necessary information. Prepare to apply. Honestly, preparation is your absolute secret weapon for a stress-free application here.
Before you even think about opening your web browser, you need to be seated, focused, and totally prepared. State websites have extremely strict security measures. If you sit there idle for too long because you're digging through old files trying to find the start date or your bank routing number, the whole system will time out on you. You'll lose your progress and have to start all over again. Getting organized up front completely prevents that headache. So, you want to have this checklist completely checked off before you begin. You'll need your social security number, your driver's license or state ID, your bank routing and account numbers so you can get direct deposit, and a very detailed history of your last 18 months of employment. Also, if you're former military, a federal employee, or a non-citizen, make sure you have your specific authorization documents handy. And when they give you a massive warning right now, entering an incorrect social security number will severely delay your payments or result in a flat-out denial. Literally double and triple check those 9 digits.
All right, Section 3, Step-by-Step Filing Process. This is where we actually execute the plan.
You're going to want to navigate to ui.mn.gov. This is exactly what the official Minnesota Unemployment Insurance Portal looks like. Obviously, in this digital age, you want to be 100% sure you are on the legitimate state government website and not some phishing or scam site. Always look for that .gov in the web address.
Once you're there, here's how it flows. Step 1, click on the big box labeled Applicants. Step 2, you enter your social security number to either log in if you filed in the past or to create a brand new account. Step 3, you'll enter your state ID details and create a secure password along with a security question. And then Step 4, well, this is the heavy lifting. This is where you complete the employment ledger and the separation questionnaires explaining exactly why you're no longer working.
To put that into perspective, let's look at a practical example. You cannot just guess your employment history. Say you worked for a hypothetical company, Tech Corp Inc. You need to provide the exact month and year you started and ended, your precise pay rate, like $25 an hour, and the exact reason for leaving. In this case, maybe a reduction in force. You have to do this for every single employer you've had over the last 18 months. And keep in mind, the state will contact these employers to verify your answers, so accuracy is absolutely crucial here.
Section 4. Common mistakes to avoid. Avoid these traps.
We want to proactively bypass the errors that consistently trip up anxious applicants.
You are going to face a major financial choice during the application because, surprise, unemployment benefits are actually taxable income. Definitely do select a tax withholding option. You can choose a 15% combined state and federal withholding, 10% federal only, or 0% if you'd rather handle the whole shebang yourself at tax time. Also, do enter your direct deposit information. Don't just leave the bank information blank, unless you specifically want a state-issued debit card mailed to you. Most people for sure prefer the speed of direct deposit straight into their checking account. Okay, here is a highly specific, easily overlooked quirk of the Minnesota system. If you create your password online using letters and numbers, let's say your password is doggy5, and later on you try to use the automated phone system to check your status, you have to convert those letters to numbers using a standard telephone keypad. So doggy5 literally becomes 364495. Trust me, remembering this little tip will save you from a ridiculously frustrating account lockout.
Section 5, After Filing, and Section 6, FAQs. Next steps. Pressing Submit on that web form is not the end of the process. Actually, it's just the beginning.
Your post-filing sequence happens in a very strict order. Day 1, you submit your application. Over the next 1 to 2 weeks, you're going to receive a determination letter in the mail that details your potential benefit amount and your official eligibility. But here is the most critical part. Every single week, from Sunday to Friday, you must submit a weekly certification. Oh, and as soon as possible, you absolutely must register your profile on CareerForce.
I really cannot drill this home enough. You have to actively request a benefit payment, which is known as completing your weekly certification, every single week. And yes, you must do this even if you haven't received your official approval letter yet. If you're waiting on a decision or even an appeal, and you just stop requesting those weekly payments, you will lose those weeks of benefits. No way around it. During this weekly request, you're basically verifying your earnings, confirming you didn't decline any job offers, and proving that you were available to work.
And speaking of being available for work, the state requires you to actively seek employment. A totally mandatory step in Minnesota is creating an active job seeker profile at careerforce.mn.gov. This is the state's official job exchange platform. If you ignore this step, the state will flag your account and suspend your weekly benefits. So don't put it off, get that profile set up immediately.
20. That is a very, very important number for you to remember. If you receive your determination letter in the mail and your claim happens to be denied, you have exactly 20 days to file an appeal. You can do this online, by mail, or by fax. If you appeal within that strict 20-day window, you'll get a hearing with an unemployment law judge so you can present your side of the story. Whatever you do, do not miss that deadline.
Now, if you ever feel lost during this process, don't panic. Support is available. The online portal at uigs.mn.gov is up and running Sunday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. If you need to actually speak with a real human being, a customer service representative, you can call the Twin Cities or Greater Minnesota numbers Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. And importantly, they have automated phone options and interpreters available in Spanish, Hmong, and Somali if you request one. As we wrap things up today, I do need to share this quick disclaimer. This explainer provides general information based on current state guidelines. Unemployment rules can and do shift, so please always consult the official Minnesota UI website at ui.mn.gov or a professional advisor to get the most current advice specific to your unique situation. You are now fully equipped with the practical playbook to navigate this system with total confidence and clarity. But I'll leave you with this final thought. While the system is designed to provide temporary relief, how will you use this transitional time to not just find your next job, but perhaps pivot to the career you've always truly wanted?